Hello everyone, this is a small video to step you through the process of how you can participate in the AI contest. So we will be providing you with a link that looks like this. So we are going to host this competition in Kaggle. For you to be able to use Kaggle, you need to have an account. You can simply select sign in with Google or sign up with Google, and you will need to provide your Google account credentials. Right, so I'm going to put my credentials in. All right, so this should take you to the contest page. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, I have created a dummy contest, right? So that I can show you how to submit, how to make your submission, and I can show you all the different tabs and everything, right? The actual contest is going to be named something else. It is going to have a different subtitle, of course. So the first thing that you should do is go into the team tab, and you should provide the team name with which you have registered into the contest. So I'm just going to leave this as it is. All right. Under the overview tab, you will find the description of what you're required to do. In the actual contest, this is going to be much more detailed. If you go into the data tab, you will find the data files that will be provided to you. You can navigate through the data files, and you can view the data in the built-in data viewer of Kaggle. Alternatively, what you can do is you can download the data files by selecting this option. Right? This will download the data files in a zip format. I already have the files downloaded. So let's take a look at the train file. So notice that the train.csv, it contains the training data. The first column has the indices. So these are basically just the data IDs. Right? So for example, this data point has an ID of 0, this data point has an ID of 6, so on and so forth. These columns, V1, V2, V3, these are my features. Right? In case you're wondering what V1, V2, V3 is, that is going to be defined under the columns section of the data tab. In the actual contest, this is going to have real definitions, legitimate definitions. Right? And then you also have a label column. This column tells you which class each data instance belongs to. For example, this instance, or like these features, they belong to the class 0. These features belong to the class 4, right? So your task is going to be, since this is the classification task, your task is going to be to train a model using supervised learning, using any supervised learning approach that you want, so that given these features, the model can predict the correct label. And you're going to be evaluating your model on the provided test data, on the test data that will be provided to you. So let's take a look at the test.csv file. Notice that the test file will have a column for index, similar to the train file. It will have columns for the features, once again, similar to the train file, but the test file will not have any column for label, because that's what you're supposed to do. Your model is supposed to predict the labels of the test data instances. All right, so what you need to do is you need to make predictions for each of the test data points, right? And you need to dump those predictions in a CSV file. So I have prepared a sample submission file. So notice that the submission file will have a column for index, and then over here you have a column for the predictions that your model is making. So I have a very naive model over here. This model predicts everything to belong to class 1, right? So all of the data points have been predicted to belong to class 1. In reality, this is actually going to be different. But let's do this. Let's take a look at the solution file and the test file side by side. Notice that the index column of the solution file matches the index column of the test file. And this is extremely important. So essentially what you're saying is the test data point with ID 11553 belongs to class 1 according to your trained model. Or you are predicting that this data point, the data point with this ID, belongs to class 1, right? So if this index column, if the index column of your solution file or submission file does not match with the index column of the given test file, Kaggle is not going to accept your submission. So this is extremely important, right? This is extremely important. So once you have prepared the solution file, you need to go back into the contest page. You need to select this option, submit predictions. And yeah, you can simply drag and drop your submission file. So you wait for a while for it to upload. Once it is done uploading, you can add a description over here if you want. This is optional. And then you select make submission. So your submission is going to be visible in the leaderboard. And notice that your submission is going to be scored. So in case you're wondering what evaluation metric has been used to score your submission, you can find that out under the overview tab in evaluation. So for example, in this contest, we have used the categorization accuracy as the evaluation metric. This is simply a measure of how many of the test data points you have predicted correctly. In the actual contest, we might have categorization accuracy as the evaluation metric, or we might have something else. Okay, this is going to be detailed out over here. And then under submission format, it just says that you need to submit a CSV file which needs to have 2 columns, index and prediction. This is something that I've already explained before. That's pretty much it. Under the rules tab, you will find out the rules of the contest. Now, this is an extremely important rule. Do not cheat. To ensure that the participants, or specifically the winners of this contest, have not cheated, I will personally go through your code, and I will personally ensure that your model is predicting what you said it is predicting. All right, so do not try to cheat. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Best of luck for the AI contest, and thank you for watching this video.